Good morning, everyone. Hello, and welcome to the fourth in this series of the Career Clinic Hackathon. Nice to have you here, hopefully. Today, we're focusing on how to hack your LinkedIn profile. The previous 3 weeks, we focused on your CV, your cover letter, and also using your international background as your biggest selling point. You can access all of those recordings on our social media pages. So do check them out. Oh, great. Yeah, I thought I'd introduce myself this week because in the previous sessions I haven't. So no one knows who I am, which is really funny. But yeah, I'm Stefan. I'm currently the acting COO of The Shortcut. You can probably guess from my accent, but I'm originally from the UK. I moved to Helsinki last summer, so in August 2019. And this was rather a strange fact. I'm not entirely sure why I put it here, but I have brown hair, blue eyes, and a ginger beard, which is really bizarre. So go figure. And before we get going, do feel free to reach out to me on LinkedIn. I'm always happy to have a conversation and a chat with you and try and support you in your job search and your career path. Lovely. So the online meeting rules and guidance. So do make sure you have your chargers next to you so that you don't miss any of this session. If you have any questions, please write them in the chat section of either YouTube or Facebook. Our lovely moderator, Hannah, is working behind the scenes and she'll make sure that your questions get answered at the end of the session. A reminder that this session is being recorded, and because of that, we're able to share the recording and the presentation with you via email and also via our social media platforms. All right, so what we're doing today, how to hack your LinkedIn. I'm going to go through who we are as a company, that's The Shortcut, our community value, how you can get involved or stay connected, today's objectives, the LinkedIn hacks. Then I'm going to go through one LinkedIn profile because I feel like I don't need to go over several. Then we're going to open up to the Q&A for you guys, and then there's some additional resources that you can take a look at in your own time as well. Lovely. So who are The Shortcut? So we are the largest talent accelerator in the Nordics. What does that mean? It basically means that we help talent like yourselves. We equip you with skills and networks that you need to start your own company or work for a startup. We're owned by the Startup Foundation, which is an umbrella company that also owns our sister organizations /Maria01, Wave Ventures and Junction. And we're completely non-for-profit, which means that any profit we do make, we pump back into our activities to best serve you, our community. And talking about our community, this is one of our central values, and that is that we are for the people, by the people. So being part of The Shortcut means we support each other in our pursuit of employment, entrepreneurship, and giving back. And by doing so, we create a circle of good. How can you get involved and stay connected? Well, like most companies, we're on all social media platforms, so Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn. But I also recommend going to our website and subscribing to our newsletter because you'll get more detailed information and you'll be the first to know of our future events and activities. And remember, everything is free to join and it always will be. So there's a very low barrier to entry. So please do come along and please do share it with your own networks. Okay, so we can move on to the presentation proper, and we can start off with today's objectives. And so today we're going to focus on how you can create a kick-ass LinkedIn profile that will put you head and shoulders above the rest. We're also then going to go through a best-in-case example. So I've picked someone that I know's LinkedIn profile who actually happens to work at LinkedIn, which is pretty handy. And you can use that LinkedIn profile to model your own and have something to aim and aspire to. So let's get on with the hacks. I have 11 today. So my hack number 1 is use a catchy headline. So an example is facilitating organizational growth through developing people. This particular example is from a colleague and a friend who works in HR, and I think it's quite profound and it makes them stand out and makes them different. Why are we using a catchy headline? So LinkedIn is your personal brand. You have to make sure it reflects who you are as an individual. And also it's the first thing that recruiters see when they search for you. So if you can grab their attention from the offset, then you're putting yourself in a good position. Hack number 2. So in your headline, you should also separate your skills and experiences using a vertical bar. And I've given an example below. I have acting CEO at The Shortcut, vertical bar, co-founder of Pros of Tomorrow. vertical bar, Prince 2. So 2 of those are my experience, and then 1 is a qualification that I have. And why are we using a vertical bar on LinkedIn? Well, it acts like a Boolean search. So the vertical bar basically means and. So if a recruiter searches for the title COO or co-founder, I'm going to come up in both searches. If I omit the vertical bar, I reduce the chances of me coming up in both. I might only come up in one search. So it's a way of basically increasing your probability of being found by a recruiter. So make sure you use a vertical bar. Hack number 3, bullet point your skills in your about section. Excuse me. So I've given my bullet points on my profile that I'm a Prince 2 certified operations manager. I have 7 years experience of project management, and it's client facing. Then I have 5 years of people management and development. And then I got promoted a few times at my previous company. Why are we doing this? It makes it easier for recruiters to identify your skill set because they're just scanning your LinkedIn much like they scan your CV. But also, and we're going to go on to hack 4, I'm going to tell you why you should bullet point it. You should put your keywords in your about, experience, and skills sections. So again, what does that mean? If it means you're looking for a job in recruitment, make sure you use keywords like sourcing, candidate experience, talent acquisition often. And make sure it appears in your about section, your experience section, and your skills section. And why? So LinkedIn operates like Google, like a search engine. So using keywords frequently increases the probability of you to appear at the top of the recruiter search. If you're looking for a job in talent acquisition and you've said sourcing and talent frequently, when they search talent acquisition specialists, you will come up at the top because you've said it more than once. So just like Google works, the more you mention these keywords, the more likely you are to appear at the top. And that's the same for using the bullet points. Bullet points are just an easy way to get keywords in to your LinkedIn profile. So yeah, and this might sound not contradictory, but I recently got tagged in a comment about a LinkedIn profile that was really concise, and it had like one sentence to describe each of the person's experiences. That sentence was amazing, and it was very funny, and it was very unique. But by having one sentence only, that person reduced the chances of them being found. So, a recruiter might not come across them because, when they had written their experience, they hadn't written the keywords associated with that experience. They'd written something funny. And people don't tend to search for something funny when they're looking for potential talent. So I guess it's a balancing act between showing your personality, but also making sure you tick all the boxes and get all of the keywords that you need in there. Hack number 5. So this is a similar hack that I gave when going through how to hack your CV. And that's after each experience, list your biggest achievement and make it measurable where you can. So I've given an example here. And by the way, it's not true. I'm not sure if I've been able to do this. But for me, during my time at The Shortcut, I increased business efficiency by 25%. And by having your achievement there, like your experience and the detail you've given becomes tangible to the reader. They can understand how everything you were doing created an output. And it can also help you stand out. So if you're able to say something like, I increased business efficiency by 25%, it's going to look quite attractive to them. So make sure it's not just a list of, I did this admin task, I spoke to clients, I made sure everything was delivered on time. Have a section at the bottom that says, and my biggest achievement was delivering a project to a client 1 week ahead of schedule and making cost savings of 20,000, I don't know. Hack number 6, tag as many skills to your profile as you can, and you can have up to 50. For example, if you're a developer, list each language separately. CSS, HTML, Java, JavaScript, React, Node, management, communication, project management, etc. Again, why? I know it might feel arrogant and it might look like you're saying I'm the best person at how many skills I have. But again, the more skills you have, the more likely you are to match to the skills in the LinkedIn job description. So I don't know if you guys have noticed, but when someone posts a job on LinkedIn, they have to fill out the required skills that someone needs to have to be able to do the job. And people who match the most with those skills appear at the top of their search. So the way that you can increase your likelihood of appearing at the top of the search is if you put as many skills as you have as possible. So that's one. It doesn't look arrogant. It's just a way of like beating like the LinkedIn sort of search engine system that operates at the back end.
Hey,
go on, Hannah. Go on, go for it.
It looks like nobody can see the presentation for some reason. Are you sharing the screen?
Yes, I'm sharing the screen, but I haven't done present, which is really, I thought I had because I was in present mode, which is really bizarre. How about now?
Let's see. Is anyone else? Can someone confirm that they can see the screen? Okay.
So I'm
sorry,
sharing.
everyone. Yeah, they can see it now.
Oh, okay, that's really strange, but thank you. So, oh no, for the sake of the recording, I'll quickly go through each slide and hold it there for a second. Okay, so the objectives: create a great LinkedIn profile and then discuss the best in case example. Hack 1, use a catchy headline. Hack 2, separate your skills and experiences with a vertical bar. Hack 3, bullet point your skills in your about section. Hack 4, put keywords in your about, experience, and skills sections. Hack 5, after each experience, list your biggest achievement and make it measurable.
I'm sorry, Steph. At first, in the beginning, someone said that they can see the screen, and now they still can't see the screen.
Okay, no bother. So I'm going to stop sharing for now, and then I'm going to share again. Okay, Hannah, how are we doing?
Can someone confirm? Can someone confirm that they can see or not see the presentation? Okay, we got one, it works, and a thumbs up.
Excellent.
What if we do this? Okay, I think we can keep going.
Thanks.
Sorry,
Hannah.
everyone. Again, I don't know.
Technology. Yeah. So I feel like I'm a parrot now. I'm repeating myself, but that's okay. Hack 1, catch your headline. Hack 2, separate your skills and experiences with a vertical bar. Hack 3, bullet point your skills in your about section. Hack 4, use keywords in your about, experience, and skills section. Hack 5, after each experience, list your biggest achievement and make it measurable. Hack 6, tag as many skills to your profile as you can. You can have up to 50. Excellent. We're on hack 7 now. So hopefully everyone can see my screen. So hack 7 is take a LinkedIn skill quiz. So if you go to the skills section of your profile, there's a button that says take a skill quiz. And there are hundreds and hundreds of different small challenges and quizzes that you can do. A lot of them are focused around programming and digital marketing, actually. But you have some ones that are focused on Microsoft Excel and other systems. But by taking a skill quiz, such as like a Google Analytics one or a Microsoft Excel one, it's a quick way of endorsing yourself and providing evidence for your skill set. So you can say all of these things on your CV, and sometimes people exaggerate what they can do in their CV, but by doing this skill test, you provide evidence because you've had to do it yourself. So that's a new option to LinkedIn. I think they added it a few months ago, maybe 3 or 4 months ago they added this. So I recommend taking one for your relevant field. Hack number 8, please use generic job titles when describing your previous experiences. In the startup world, it's quite common to try and be funny and a little bit different and maybe a little bit young, maybe. So someone might call themselves an operation ninja as opposed to an operations manager. The problem with using operations ninja is that no recruiter searches for an operations manager by typing in operations ninja. So again, you're reducing the likelihood of you being found in a recruiter search. So just use generic titles that everyone tends to use and that everyone understands. Don't be clever with it. If you want, you can put operations ninja in brackets, up to you, as long as the generic title is there. Hack number 9, and I'm sure you're all doing this already, it's probably nothing new to you, but show recruiters that you're open to opportunities through your LinkedIn settings. And again, you appear higher in the recruiter search list by doing that. Hack number 10, get as many written recommendations as you can, especially from your previous managers. So I'm not just talking about people who tick that you've got a particular skill, because that's quite easy to do. Like, yeah, they're a great manager. Yeah, they're great at communication. Yes, they're excellent at Excel. Yes, they're excellent at JavaScript. Get written ones. And I know it can be a little bit embarrassing and some people might be shy about asking for them, but it's the best way for you to be endorsed. And it's the best way to give concrete evidence that you are who you say you are and you've done what you say you've done. And again, people with more recommendations, you guessed it, appear higher in the recruiter search list. So you should do it. Then hack number 11, this is the last one. So like and comment on the posts of companies or people who work at the companies you are interested in. Now, if you want to work at Supermetrics, for example, follow the company. Maybe try and connect with some of the HR managers there. Just say, hey, I'm really interested in working at this company and I've applied for some job opportunities. Could I connect to understand your business better? HR managers are quite keen to connect and that should be fine. And then start liking and commenting on their posts. The reason is that you'll then appear in their feeds a lot more than the competition. And that's what you want. If you're applying for a job, you want them to remember that they've seen you somewhere else. And by liking and commenting on posts, you increase your visibility. And again, you increase the likelihood of being remembered by the hiring manager in the end. And I know that Hannah, who's moderating this session, is really good at that. So you're really good at having conversations and staying visible. And because of that, everything that Hannah posts comes up in my feed, and it's great. It means that she's the one that I remember. She's there all the time. So there are the end of the hacks. Usually I go through the best in class example before we move on to the Q&A. But Hannah, I'm wondering whether there are any questions now that I can address. It might be more logical.
Yeah, we do have one question. Does it matter if some of your skills listed on LinkedIn are not endorsed by your peers?
No, it doesn't matter. Like, it's really interesting. If you just put a skill there, you're more likely to match to a job description that has the same skill. It doesn't have to be endorsed. Okay. And that was it for the questions so far. But please, everyone, chime in if you have anything else you would like to ask. Yeah, lovely. Thank you. So I'm going to move on to a best-in-class example now. And this is a LinkedIn profile of the Nordic sales manager of LinkedIn. Her name's Maria Golka. And she actually ran a session on how to rock your LinkedIn profile with the shortcut back in June, I believe it was, but I'll give you the links to those in a second. So now I'm going to go to her profile and we can go through what's so great about it. And what you'll see essentially is that Maria's profile lists or has all of the key hacks that I just mentioned. So I'm going to try and zoom in here because I know that my screen can sometimes be a little bit small. I've also got lots of messages. Okay. So this is Maya. So the first thing to point out, which is really great, is that she's got her title. It's a really obvious and generic one. She just called herself a sales manager. She's got the vertical bar because that acts as like an and in a Boolean search. And then she's got a catchy headline, can't stop, won't stop learning. So when I see Maya, I remember that tagline and I remember her and I know that she's a continuous learner. So it's excellent. I then scroll further down onto her about profile, about section, I should say. And look, she's bullet pointed it, or whether she's listed it as numbers. It's like her key skills, exactly as we suggested in the hack. She also gave a little bit of prose here, and she's given quite a lot of detail again because she'll appear higher in the recruiter search because she's using lots of keywords. especially this, like SaaS, customer support, sales, CRM, results, leadership, leverage. She's using loads of really great keywords, sales management, all of it is really, really good. And she's also added a bit of personality, which I like. So she said, I work hard and I like getting shit done, which is nice. Whatever I do, I strive to leave the jersey in a better place. Never heard that expression before, but I imagine it's a good one. So that's her headline and her about section. It's all really good. I scroll down. I look at her activity. She's really active. She's always commenting on posts. She's always sharing posts, again, increasing her visibility. It's great. Then I go to her experience section. And again, she's bullet pointed them and she's given detail. And she's used keywords, recruiting, onboarding, training new hires, mentoring. All of these are really great if a recruiter's looking for someone who's got management experience. The only thing that maybe she could do slightly better is she could talk about her biggest achievement. But that's like a hack that I like and isn't common knowledge, I guess. Again, we go further down to her other experiences. Okay, less bullet pointy here. Maybe she could add some more bullet points with keywords. But again, she's been a bit detailed, which is nice, especially here. Lots of detail, lots of keywords. So her experience section is great. She has a lot of good experience, actually. Look at all this. Great. She has her education, obviously. Then she's listed her licenses and certifications. Again, she has lots here. Absolutely loads. And then here's what I want to draw your attention to. Look how many skills she's put. Absolutely tons. So she's been endorsed for sales management, team leadership and coaching. But then, well, I guess she's been endorsed for loads of things. But her industry knowledge, she has 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, she has 15 different skills there. Tools and technology, she has 6. Interpersonal skills, she has 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. And then languages and other skills. Again, she has 11 there, or is it 10? 10. So she's basically used all 50 of her skills available. And that's exactly what you should do as well. And she's been endorsed for loads, which is amazing, which is really, really good. And then I would say that the only thing that Maida is really lacking on her profile is just a number of recommendations. She's received one, but you should ask for more as well. And yeah, then you can see that she follows some companies that she's interested in, and we can see from her activity feed that she's very active. So she was also visible. Now, if I just want to quickly show you something. Maybe it's easier to show it on my profile. My profile needs a bit of work, actually, having said that. But, oh, goodness. You don't want to see my settings. Sorry, bear with me. So if I go down to my skills and endorsements here, you can see that I can take a skill quiz. And this is something really good to do. And you can see that there are tons. Here, the list is very extensive. So do browse through those and do take them if you have the time and if you feel capable. So that's all that I wanted to talk about in terms of Maida's profile. I think it's quite self-explanatory, but hopefully there are a few tricks there that will help you develop your own profile, especially when it comes to treating LinkedIn like a search engine. As long as you know that principle and that philosophy, it will really help, because then you'll know to put in all these keywords and to be as detailed as possible. Sure, recruiters don't have that much time to read it all, but just make sure that like the first bit in your about section is really catchy, really good, and then you can list everything. So yeah, I want to open it up to any questions if there are any at this stage.
Yeah, we do have one question about certifications. new ones are automatically listed on top. So if one compares some easy LinkedIn certifications versus hard, such as AWS, is it worth listing all of them?
I see. So new certifications appear at the top. So they're worried that the older ones might get lost. So are they suggesting that maybe they don't include all of the certifications?
That's how I'm getting off it, or if it matters, if like the more, I guess, important ones to them aren't on top.
No, you can't control that, unfortunately, but I would add every single one. The good thing about your LinkedIn profile is that it should have everything. And unlike your CV, you can include everything, even if the experiences aren't all relevant for certain roles. Mm-hmm. And just by including everything, you increase your probability of being found by a recruiter. And as you and I know, Hannah, the recruiter interface for LinkedIn is different to your personal interface for LinkedIn. So like certifications that are relevant to a recruiter's role will be picked up. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't matter what order they appear, really.
Mm-hmm. I would like to touch on endorsements. If you get endorsed by, I think it's 100 people, you are considered then like an expert in that skill on that, like whatever you're endorsed on. So you actually do appear a lot higher, and it'll say kind of like expert too.
A little bit like the blue tick on Twitter.
Sure.
Yeah. Fine. No, it's fine. It's slightly different. So on Twitter, when you have a certain number of followers, I forget how many it is now, you get a blue tick, which basically means that you're a big name. But I wasn't aware of that about LinkedIn. If you had 100, that's really interesting. Mm-hmm. I need to add that to the presentation. So thank you.
Yeah, so I really recommend that you just kind of buddy and group up and give each other endorsements. Like it can't hurt, like, to do endorsements, like you don't want to maybe write a fake recommendation for a friend, but with endorsements, it is like a numbers game. So have your friends help you with endorsements and help them out too.
Yeah, cool.
And that's all the questions so far that I have.
Okay, no, that's absolutely great. Thanks, Hannah. So, Hannah, I don't know if you've done it already, but if you could share the feedback form for the session within the chat function, that'd be great. So,
yeah, I have.
Okay, lovely, thank you very much. And just to wrap up, this session was built off the back of a much longer LinkedIn session that we ran on the 11th of June with Maria Korka, who is the Nordic Sales Manager at LinkedIn. And the session was called How to Rock Your LinkedIn Profile. And this presentation will be circulated with you shortly. And in it, you can have the link to the presentation and recording of that 1.5. Actually, it was only an hour session with her, the hour session that we had with Maria. And I think I saw some of the feedback for the other hackathons, and I know maybe I've gone through some stuff quite quickly and haven't drawn on like particular examples, and people want to know things in more detail. And that's intentional for these hackathon sessions. I just wanted them to be quick and give you something to think about and so that you could do quickly. But if you want to know more and you want to know more detail, then check out the larger sessions that these sessions were built from. And lastly, thank you very much for joining us today. As Hannah pointed out, she's posted the feedback form into the chat function. So please do take the time to fill that in. It only takes 5 minutes and it's really useful for us to improve what we do. I know that some of you have completed the previous ones and you've spoken about making it a bit more interactive and also giving an opportunity to network. And I've taken that on board and I'll try and work that in for the next sessions. So thank you, it's really, really helpful. And join us next week when we're going to focus on how to hack your job search. So that's on the 18th of November, same time, 10:30 till 11 normally, but we have a 15-minute buffer. And again, well, not again, if you're a professional or a company and you'd like to collaborate with the Shortcut, then please feel free to reach out to us on social media or send us an email to info@theshortcut.org. Alternatively, and some of you have taken me up on this already, which is great, contact me or connect with me on LinkedIn. I've had a look at some of your CVs. I've had a look at some of your cover letters. I'm more than happy to look at your LinkedIn profiles as well and give you some comments. So yeah, that's it for today. Unless we have any other questions, we can end the stream. Hannah.
That's all we have. Thank you so much, Steph.
No worries. Thank you, and have a good day, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.